Hello and welcome to Wednesdays with W. This is episode number 22. We got a guest here on this show who was very stylish, graceful, out in the middle, and he also had to deal with a lot in life as well of it. Nonetheless, he's played in excess of 60 test matches. He's proved to be a high quality player, and it's none other than Murli Vijay. Of course, Vijay is his name, Murli is his father's name. This is something that he spent a lot of time in trying to emphasize with people. It's my pleasure to present to you Murli Vijay, who we not heard of late, but of course, knowing him, he'll always bring a surprise or two. Thanks for readily accepting to join on the show, Vijay. Welcome to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for having me here in the show. Beautiful opportunity for me to connect with you in this platform. Thank you, sir, again.
It's been interesting watching your life go by. It's been eventful. It is something that you did on your own, or it was just a case of life dealing you with some indifferent cards.
It was a conscious effort towards understanding. I had passion in the sport cricket, so that has got me to where I am at the moment. So I'm really grateful and honored, uh, and I'm a proud individual sitting in front of you, sir.
Of course, you are. I know you are very proud of whatever you've done, whatever it is that you are capable of doing. The reason I say whatever it is you are capable of doing is because you're taken to golf seriously. We'll get to that later.
Yes, sir.
But for those who do not know you well, you are seen as somebody who's rebellious. Any merit in that view?
So I have my point of view, but I don't know how to. I'm still learning to express through language. But I definitely have a point of view, and the point of view is to be happy, basically, to spread happiness and enjoy basically life with people around and be some kind of contribution to them. So these are the thoughts run in my head when I wake up in the morning. Just want to enjoy my day, contribute to somebody next to me, or maybe go outside and talk to people and engage myself basically through physical self. So yeah,
What I understand from your answer is that it's more of a communication. It's what
yes,
is misunderstood rather than what it is you're trying to say.
exactly. I don't try necessarily tend to express myself on every occasion. I try to be quiet because that's my nature. Uh, but I do understand a lot of things. Yeah.
You were seen as a typical teenager, rebellious, temperamental, competitive, ambitious. But overall, you've done well for yourself in life, haven't you?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for saying that. And I'm trying to be even more pumped up now than was I with playing days. Now even more life has thrown me, as you said, different angles to it to me. So I am a father now, blessing of three kids. So I need to handle them with care and myself being there. You know how I work, sir. So it's a good space to be in, sir.
You are a father, as you said just a few moments ago, but you are always a mama's boy, weren't you?
100%, sir. Always, always. I just love her and I just feel connected from day one. I think it's a it's a
Yeah,
blessing.
going back to that, you being a mama's boy, you had your differences with your father, and what you did was to walk out on the house, on the family rather, and then go live the way you thought you should lead a life. Did it make you tough?
It did, sir. I think I actually promote a lot of youngsters nowadays to go out and explore themselves without any company and just travel alone and see what it is. Because nothing is better than going outside with a full heart of freeness inside you is a want for everybody. I feel so. I think being young is an advantage, and I can understand now both side of it. I got to balance a little bit, but I do go up backpack and go outside.
Okay, now that you mentioned that you're encouraging youngsters to do that, your sons were to walk out on you in their mid-teens. How
Yeah,
would you
with
see it as a father?
So it's a natural process, sir. I think I'll be blessed to even see that happening. If it happens, it's beautiful.
I would have been surprised if you are not to, agree with that viewpoint or say something different. Controversy has always had a habit of chasing you, but overall you dealt it well. It's also teased you as well. You were dropped earlier days, when you were the age group tournaments. You were dropped for having a ponytail. What is that story about?
I still have one, sir. Yeah, I look back and I try to reconnect with myself because as I told you, I'm a very quiet person. I like to be in a very private kind of life I'm leading at the moment. But when I look back, I've lost a lot of memories. But when I'm talking to it, it's flowing back to me. I've been judged overall, sir, as a person walking as well. If I walk and I know for people have commented on me, so I've gone through that and I found balance. I feel well, having a great time looking up to you all. I had a great mentorship with you around as my first coach in Ranji Trophy, and I've always looked up to you as a cricketer and huge star when I was growing up, and had the privilege to meet so many personalities in our cricketing world. That has taught me a lot of things to balance myself and be humble. Basically, try to do your things with full heart. These are things I practice and I go by.
How difficult was it to fight the inner demons or the rebel inside you, and also the external factors that went against you in your formative years as a cricketer?
I wasn't too much aware of all of it from an outside factor point of view, but I was definitely thinking heavy inside my head to raise the bar, because I for sure knew that I wasn't good enough in certain aspects of my game. So I need to work on my fitness. I need to work on my skill sets. So I was more focused on those aspects, and that was my goal, sir, to improve as a cricketer and be 100%. I should be satisfied with myself, and I think I did for myself quite well.
Yeah, you had your setbacks, you had your share of controversies, even as a youngster wanting to make a mark, but you also had your slices of luck. In fact, your start to international cricket had a bit of luck playing a part in your life. Gautam Gambhir was
You got
banned,
injured, yeah,
and
yeah.
then you got into the side. Was it banned or was he in the case of injury?
I think it was banned. Sir. Yes, you're right. He was banned, and I got this opportunity in Nagpur, and from there, before that, I was playing a Ranji Trophy game with you around, sir. So yeah, it was life is. So to be honest, it's very emotional moment for me to sit and talk to you, and I'm just enjoying myself at the moment, sir. Thank you for this opportunity.
You
And
were you were you were in Nasik. I remember we were all in
yes,
Nasik when we
yeah,
first
yeah,
were
yeah.
informed that we had to report to Nagpur. What was the drive going to the closest airport from Nasik?
Yeah.
Just walk us through the thought process that went to your mind.
So I vaguely remember I had a flip phone, and I've never experienced those many calls in my life. So I got calls left, right, and center the next 40 minutes, and I was trying to pick few, and media got my number, and suddenly the life shifted from normalcy to some, for my standard, abnormal life. Like because it's too much of attention, and these things kind of I don't understand even now, but. I went through it in a happy way, and the team received me with both hands, and they showed me some, uh, you know, I felt like going back to home when I met Sachin Tendulkar, the first person I met enter the Nagpur ground. I remember it was special occasions, though, the absolute special. And thank you being part of my journey and guiding me even now.
Yeah, welcome, Vijay. The
Thank
thing
you.
is, you shaped well for somebody who's making his debut against probably the best attack then. And what does it take for a debutant to stand up to the best of bowlers on his debut?
The previous night was a crucial thing to share, sir, because the previous night, one day before my first test match, I was in the Zen mode, they call it, right? I had Zen mode. I was so calm, and I could feel myself a little more extra than what I generally used to. So I was in that mode to, pumped up to go and perform. And I was in good form before that. I was scoring runs and I was doing my basics right. So instincts took over, sir, in the first day. That is the exact feel I had when I spoke to Virendra Sehwag and asked who's going to open and who's going to take strike. He said, "Go for it," and I said, "Okay, I'll go for it." So that moment we connected as brothers, and I could see it in his eyes that he welcomed me with both arms. So and the partnership happened. We had a 90 or 100 run partnership in the first innings of mine. That was more happy feeling for me, contributing for the team. And from there, I think I improved
Yeah,
my skill set.
the start was appreciated by everybody. You would have felt a lot of satisfaction, but at the same time, you also had to contend with the fact that you were going to be the third opener for a while.
Yeah.
How is it that you handle things like this?
I was I remember I've spoken a lot of times to you about handling the mindsets and how to go about a certain situation, and you have taught me a lot of lessons without even speaking much. You just told few words and I've understood. And It is to come back to now, sir. It is you got to come back to now, and you got to fight it, bite the bullet, and better. There are going to be hard times for everybody, but see the better picture of life and try to contribute again. As I told in the dressing room, I just wanted to be the best 12th man possible for my team at that moment. I was thinking whatever ability I had, I just kept it aside, and now I got to help the teammates, and I've learned lessons through you all how to be humble, and just went through it. So I never had a anything uh, harsh or anything bitterful for me when I was sitting out. I took it as a challenge, and I worked double the order, and I made friends, and I voluntarily went and spoke to people. And because I couldn't speak Hindi, and I can't, even now I'm struggling. But it was you can feel it, sir, how it be in the Indian team without understanding Hindi. So it was a fun ride.
The century at Trent Bridge obviously is something very special to you. And after that, you went on to make a lot of runs abroad. Would you call that 100 as the turning point?
I definitely felt when I scored my 100 in Hyderabad for my comeback. I think 2012, if I'm not exactly, I don't know the year, but around that time when Virendra Sehwag and myself were opening, I had this hint came to me saying this might be your last Test series, and I felt Hyderabad innings was something pure out of above. So I never thought I would be having those so much patience and play there, and that knock actually gave me faith and belief that I can perform anywhere. Because the situation, my personal life and cricket, it hit me together. So after that, I never looked back. I thought completely I had the confidence to go and perform anywhere in the world. So Trent Bridge was one of the best knocks I've played. Yes.
Patience you didn't lack at all because I remember you got a 83 not out batting the whole day against Andhra. And then
Yes,
when
yes.
people had a few words to say, you also were in doubt whether that was the right way to approach or not. So what I'm trying to get at is you're talking about your patience surprising you. I never felt that you lacked patience.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm working on it.
Like, what is it that helped you get as many runs as you did in alien conditions?
So I was, as I told you, I came from good roots, sir. I understood cricket from early age, and I understood batting. So it was firstly for me easy for me to understand what the team requires from me, and for me to go and adjust to that situation and adapt was much easier for me because I understand the basics of what I got to do and how I got to deliver. So when I went abroad, I was much more open-minded, and I had an inner feeling whenever I was outside of my country, I had something was telling me that I'm in a happy space. I'm going to do something great. I'm going to do something special. The moment it happens to me in India as well, but whenever I stepped out to England or Australia the first time, it was a feeling of a kind. So it was something different, and yeah, that positive energy and momentum took care of the whole series. I had a great start in all the series. If you see, I had started well, and the team's contribution was nice, and team atmosphere was great. So everything gelled for my performance. It wasn't my own this thing. It was MS Dhoni's captaincy. He encouraged me a lot. He was giving me that freedom to express myself. So yeah, it was overall team effort.
In terms of technique, you trusted the bounce a lot. That also must have helped you when you played abroad rather than the low bounce pitches in India.
100%. So more bouncier, it's easier for my kind of batting. And definitely, England was the toughest spot I've played cricket. As you know, it is difficult. Both you cannot, as a batsman, say you're confident throughout the over. Leave the sessions and leave the end of whole day. It's every over is an event and every ball is an event. So it is an amazing place to be scoring runs.
The firm pitch at CCI, Brabham Stadium, you would have enjoyed batting on that. You got a good knock as well there against Sri Lanka, if I remember.
Yes, so I completely feel the knock because Virendra Sehwag got a 293, I feel, on that test match. And being there for 200 run partnership we had, and Virupa was going all guns. And it's a hot seat to be there and watch him play. And I enjoyed my batting. With we were playing with Virendra Sehwag, it becomes easier, sir. The batting
Of
becomes
course,
easier.
it does become easier, but the only temptation you have to resist is to try and copy him.
Yes, I did, and I got out.
Yeah, talking of opening the batting, it's a tough proposition, isn't it? In the last
Yes,
2, 3 years, opening partnerships haven't thrived. Goes to show how difficult opening can be.
it is, and I feel it is a specialized job as a person, because you got to understand yourself a little more, and mentally you got to be a little more open-minded to be an opener. You cannot have set plans, or you cannot do, okay, this is how I'm going to approach this innings. You got to be having that open-mindedness and go with a free-spirited and, go and take the game head on. So yeah, it's a different, it works differently for different people. But for me, it is my creating my space inside my head mattered a lot more than batting itself. I need to be in a state of mind to go and perform. So for that, I did whatever made me happy, and yeah,
You
kept it
performed
simple.
incredibly in red ball cricket. White ball cricket also you showed glimpses, you showed the ability. But what went wrong or what didn't go right in white ball format?
It's a good question, sir. I felt I was more of a white ball cricketer than a longer version cricketer. If you would have seen my one day records in Tamil Nadu, for Tamil Nadu was nice in the first year, and I loved playing 50 overs. And somehow I couldn't get those hundreds. I feel so I couldn't get the big knocks or the impact. I had the impact, but I couldn't convert it into a big knock or 70 or 80. It was all 40s and 30s, and maybe I missed the bus.
You even had a century in the IPL version, which means that you are capable of playing.
Mm.
And another thing that your cricketing career would emphasize is the fact that if you can succeed in the longer format, you can adapt to the white ball as well. But unfortunately, it didn't happen as much as you would have liked it to.
100%. I still feel the good side of life, and I move on, because if I go and reassess myself, so I honestly feel as a person you can only do what is there in capacity of us. Then outside we can never control. So I strongly believed in it, and whatever happened for me is happened for good. So I'm taking it that way than analyzing my white ball cricket, because there is the harsh reality is you got to accept that I didn't play from myself. So I don't want to get into that mindset. Then take wherever I played and be with it.
You've seen a lot of openers bat. You've obviously had a lot of conversations with them. What does it take for openers to succeed? I'm asking you this question because it'll be useful for the aspiring openers. No usual nonsense of expressing yourself, intent, process. I don't want those answers. Let's talk some real points here.
100%. So being an opener, you got to be a daredevil. So basically, you got to have the mindset of a go-getter, and definitely, I feel skill sets matter. You need to have sharp eyes, sharp understanding of gauging the length faster and the swing. So you should have this basics in you naturally as an opener. I feel openers are not made. You are there, the right example. You got to work over a period of time to become a better opener. But openers should have basic brash approach. You should go outside and show the energy from the ball one. With at the same time, you got to be compact. You got to be disciplined with your approach. You got to be tight. So it's finding that balance as an opener is very important. And I think with playing matches, everybody will feel the experience and improve their game. At the end of the day, as an opener, you got to be கொஞ்சம் பைத்தியம் மாதிரி இருக்கணும் சார். You got to be little.
You got to have a different mindset. Obviously.
Yes, you got to be thinking little out of the box and little that side of you got to predict things. You got to be at the same time not to predict and be in that reactive mode. So it is a balance you got to find.
The great Gavaskar always says, to play fast bowling, you need courage. To play spinners, you need skills. You had both. Is it easy for a batter to have both?
I wanted to be that way also, sir.
Or is it got to be, or you got to work something to gain all those things?
No, consciously, I didn't get the freedom of Virendra Sehwag, to be honest. Like whatever Virendra Sehwag got in his life, I did not get. If I could have got those kind of backing and open-spirited talks, I would have also tried. The honest thing is the team's backing and teams, how you're going to contribute to the team in international level, because the high-level competition and you don't have many chances to experiment different ways. You got to be consistent. So you got to have everything as a package, and how you're going to mold yourself as a person to whatever they demand, the team's demand. So when Virendra Sehwag was there, even I felt, as you said, controlling my instincts and playing was hard. But to see him go through that kind of freedom was something spectacular. Only he could have done that, sir. Nobody else, I feel, could have played like Virendra Sehwag. What he did for Indian cricket was amazing.
Of course, he was totally different. He was totally
different. He is something else which I've seen visually, and I had the privilege to interact with him, and because it was so simple. He also kept the funda or the mantra very simple. see the ball and hit. He was in that mode, and he was singing songs for 145, 150k bowlers. So there's something else. You're experiencing something else. It's not normal.
Talking of openers, now let's continue with that for a little bit.
This is the
Shikhar,
passion, sir. This is the passion.
okay. Shikhar Dhawan and you have a very good friendship. How's it going?
He's doing good. He's captained India, and I'm very proud of him for his growth in life. He's a great guy. More than anything, I respect him for the personality he is and the person he is. There's always fun and banter when he's around. I wish him all luck, and he's a great guy to be part of. So one day we'll call him home in Chennai and enjoy.
Opening together made your friendship stronger, or the friendship made it a good combination on the field?
Honestly feel we are great friends, and we had the opportunity to play for India together, and that's how we saw, and that's how we see now. As individuals, we know where we can go, but as cricketers, we respect each other, and and he's always there for me when required. He always puts his hand on my shoulder, and be the lighter moment of my life. He comes and tells something which makes you light, and he's a great guy and my brother from another mother. So we
What do
all
you
like
make,
that, I feel.
what do you make of the treatment meted out to him in recent times in the one-day format?
So to be honest, I wanted to address with you also, sir. You would have gone through in your life. After 30 in India, I think it's a taboo. I think everybody are old and they see us as 80-year-olds walking in the street. So, so I don't know, sir. I don't know. I don't want to get into this controversial thing, but this is how people's mentality is, how the media is addressing that way. They should change a little bit. Because I feel at the 30s you are at the peak, and now I feel sitting here I can bat the way I can bat now. But unfortunately or fortunately, the opportunities are less, and I got to you know search for my opportunities outside now. I'm that position of thanks to BCCI. I'm announcing it. I'm almost done with BCCI, and I want to find my ways abroad and play a little bit of competitive cricket.
Now that you brought this up, how would you like Murli Vijay, the cricketer, to be remembered?
So quality player, sir. He was a quality player. That's it, sir. I don't want anything else more. I just wanted people to remember that this guy was a good quality cricketer.
Oh, simple. Outside Austin, believe it. So that's how you answered now. Quality. You're a very keen golfer of late. Is there any ambition in that sport? Are you got any seeds of ambition within you in golf?
Definitely, Raman sir. I feel golf has helped me as a person as well. As to be honest, I've been searching for. So I want to ask you one more thing, sir. Okay, this is my personal understanding, and youngsters will get your point of view, which is unique. How did you go through your transition as a cricketer, then your coach, then your commentary, and then you become everything? You covered every aspect of a man's life, like basically overall. I'm not talking about a cricketer, just as a human being and a man, and you carry yourself in a amazing way and blessings. So how do you cope up with so many avatars happening inside you or characters going, shift is how is it easy or how do you do that with so much of ease?
I never ever got into doing if I thought I cannot do justice to that role. So unless I was very sure I can execute that role, I never got into that. Secondly, life will always be full of ups and downs. You can't run the life that you want to all the time. So always only get surprised if people do what you think they have to do.
Hmm.
If they don't do, don't even react to it because it's something that is a part of life. You should only be surprised if they do what they have to do. So if you take that stance, I don't think nothing will phase you. I don't think you'll be faced by anything if you take that stance.
Well said, so 100% taken from my side, grasped.
If you were to look back in time or look back at what all has happened so far in your life, you're, of course, in your prime of your life. Cricket is one section of life. What would you like to do differently?
So to be honest, as I told you, I'm proud and blessed to have picked this sport cricket. And through cricket, I never thought I'll go and reach to a level where I reached. And as a person, I have been the same constant, very hungry to know what life is made of. I want to know. I like adventure personally. I like to do things which challenges me on a day-to-day basis. So, and I'm blessed with my family who supports my passion. So I can't ask for more. No complaints from my side as a person, sir. But there is definite scope of improvement from my own self. So I'm in search of that. And let's see, sir. I'll come back in some other form and I'll entertain people.
I'm very curious to see what that avatar is. I'm very, very curious, Vijay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Now, now to the important aspect of life. Have you smoked the peace pipe with your father? What's it these days with him?
No,
How old is it?
I've understood him, and I cannot understand him, but I've understood his way of carrying himself, and he's a style icon for me in my eyes. So to be honest, I was having this ego clash when I was young, and I did not give enough time to them to understand, because I was going through my own battles in my life and wanted to go and reach out to something where I can call myself Vijay did this. So I was in this self identity, and I wanted to know who I am, and still I want to know who I am. So my dad is one who put up with me and guided me throughout, seeing me from ups and downs. He was always constantly balancing me out. He always, by watching him, I learned so many things than talking to him. So that's the relationship I have with him, and I bless him for more life and everybody for more life.
You proved a point to him. He's happy you made something out of life, and you both sit together and have a drink of late.
100%. And he doesn't drink, but he sits with me.
Okay, so you enjoy the conversations with him.
I thoroughly enjoy the conversation now, and I'm in peace with it, sir. As you said, peace.
Okay, now just give us a hint of which avatar we are likely to see you in the future. Just a small hint.
So I honestly wanted to go and dance, sir. I'm in the mode to dance. So I don't know if it is going to be entertainment. Let it be entertainment, and I want to go and do it. I'm in that mode, sir.
Thanks a lot, Vijay, for the time and also for readily agreeing to be on the show. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm sure that we will see more of you. At least I know I'll see more of you on the golf
Thank you,
course.
sir.
But
Yes,
as far
100%.
as all your fans are concerned, I sincerely hope you do provide the kind of entertainment that you're hoping to or planning to in the future as well. All the best. Take
Thank you,
care.
sir. Thank you, sir. And I just want to say you're one of the unique personalities I met in my life, and I wish you and bless you for a happy and healthy life, sir. Love you.
Thank
Be
you.
this. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Bye bye.
That was Murli Vijay, a bit reticent, a bit reserved, yet wants to communicate a lot. And that's what Murli Vijay is all about. He has his own way of communicating, and he also has a mind of his own, which is what dictates what he does in life. It cannot be construed as a fault in any person's character, but nonetheless, what is important is that he has been as forthright as he can be, and he's also given us a few important insights, at least as far as the aspiring openers are concerned. He's told us what it takes to be a opener at the top level, and also how to succeed at that top level too. Until I catch up with you next week, take care and be safe.